All right, you guys, it's the one and only Messiah, son of Joseph here again, Christopher Bruce Barrington, coming to you with a brief little description of some of the patterns the Creator showed me. All right, just putting a few pieces together, like puzzle pieces in this deranged game. All right, basically, if you look at Jesus on a cross, it looks sort of like this, which is a combination of a Y and a T, which is like the word Y, and a T, which is like the word white, or written vertically like Egyptian, is like the W is the boobs, the waist is the H, and the inner thighs and the hips are like a Y. So it's like a woman with a T down here is like on a cross. And that's basically say that Jesus is, with no head here, is like a spiritually bankrupt, morally bankrupt, intellectually bankrupt, retarded bitch. All right? Trying to use superficial means and technology and toys and gadgets and anything to try to prop herself up into the heavens, to try to become a better person. So that's the story of Jesus and the character Jesus and its followers trying to use any means they can to become better people. But they're morally bankrupt, they're spiritually bankrupt, and they're intellectually bankrupt. So they're it's like they're on a pogo stick. They try to bounce up in the air, and then they come crashing down again on their dumb fuck pogo stick, trying to ascend into the heavens and become better people, more important, more meaningful, etc. But they just keep coming crashing down under the density or the weight of their own stupidity, known as gravity. All right. Now Jesus on a cross is like IHS in Greek, which backwards is shit. All right. So basically, Jesus is a mindless, stupid, retarded bitch and a worthless piece of shit. All right. Now, if you look at the world maps here, it's like the world is like the head of a person, which represents many people in this story. I'm one of them, and Canada is like a load of shit dumping on their head, but also like a crown, and it kind of represents the idea of anointing somebody, like the king of earth. You know, so like Jesus is actually the piece of shit Canadians and the piece of shit Barringtons and the piece of shit characters I've met in my life. You know, trying to anoint me by dumping their garbage, their filth onto my soul, stunting my development, ruining my progress, and trying to keep me from ever reaching my true potential and leaving this disgusting place. All right? Now, if you look at Isaiah 53, it talks about the Messiah, or Christos, for us, bruised, bearing a ton. Now remember, it says it pleased the Lord to crush him. So you crush these words together, and you get Christophorus, which is Christopher. Then bruised becomes like Bruce, which is Bruce, and bearing a ton becomes like Barrington, which is Barrington. So you get Christopher Bruce Barrington. So this is a story about the piece of shit Canadians, the white trash race. Like remember, if you also look at North America, it's like a giant trash bag. So it's like saying this is the white trash race. Yeah. So this is a story, and they basically put me, before I understood it, like when I was like 11 years old, I started getting severely mind controlled, stunting my development, driving me away from society, anything to keep me as stupid and immoral and worthless as possible. You know? And then that made me like a mindless, stupid bitch like them. So they did like a ritualistic crucifixion on me. You know? Like really scummy stuff. You know? To try to make me like one of them, one of the worthless piece of shit Canadians. All right. If you look at Genesis 3:15, I believe it is, which is one of the verses about the Messiah, it says, "He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." And in my situation, like my foot was the devil basically struck my heel, which crushed my toes and destroyed my mobility. So the devil, the Canadians, the serpent, struck my foot and destroyed my mobility, and a play on the heel is like healing, like physical healing, playing in that homophone of heal. So that they're playing with their word game to saying they're striking my ability to leave. So they stole my passport, made it impossible to get another one, and just ignore me and spit at me and treat me like garbage every day. You know? So they're striking my ability to leave, my mobility, and they're striking my ability to heal and recover and get proper surgery and reconstructive surgery and heal the pressure ulcer on my foot and move on and enjoy life. They're literally obsessive, compulsive, narcissistic, deranged, psychopathic wackos. They really are. Yeah, they're clinging on to me because I'm the closest thing to have of any meaning ever given to this worthless continent. Yeah, all life on this continent, all human life on this continent is worthless garbage. All of it. Every man, woman, and child always has been and always will be. Every race, every color, every creed, everything. All garbage. Worthless garbage. Rejected by God, good, and all good in the universe. So they're clinging on to my existence to basically spit in the face of all good in the universe and use me to try to give meaning to their worthless existences. All right. But like I said, and in my story, it's like in the Genesis 3:15 thing, it says the Messiah, or Christopher Bruce Barrington, would strike your head, which is your mind or your soul and your character, which means the Creator is furnishing me with the psychological warfare weapons I need and the truth and the goodness to, even if it doesn't phase these narcissistic wacko psychos, it still exposes them to the universe. Every time I fire goodness at them, and truth and logic and intelligence and all that stuff, every time I fire that at humanity, and they basically spit at it and reject it and attack it and disregard it, it exposes how truly crooked, vile, deranged, retarded, and worthless they are. And that comes back to the pogo stick thing, saying that they're mindless garbage. They can never become good. They can never be redeemed. None of them. And then pretty much the whole world is like worthless piece of shit Christians now. All of them. The whole world is worthless garbage. Mindless, idiotic trash. They can never be good. They can never become people of worth or value or meaning. They're all garbage. All of them. Yeah. Yeah, so that's basically the story that the Creator wanted to, is slowly teaching me and helping me figure out. So there you go.